Man, it has been a while since we have heard the sexy sax, but you know how it usually goes around here. You gotta let it play out. The Suns let it play out in Houston as they just absolutely dominated this game from pretty much start to finish in a fantastic game for two individuals specifically, in Eric Gordon and Kevin Durant. But before we even get to that part, you know what it is. We got to hear our boy. We got to hear our sound. Espo and Lindsay, not feeling so well, but they'll join us back tomorrow. Meanwhile, you got Flex and I. So let's go. Let's go, baby. A fantastic 129-113 win for your Phoenix Suns. Listen, there's a lot to go over.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good stuff that we saw tonight. Still a couple things we can clean up, obviously. But this is a good step in the right direction, finally.
They needed it, man. Welcome to the 40-40 clubs.
There you go, baby.
Saul and Flex, baby.
Go, baby.
1-0. Let's keep it going. No, this was much needed, man. Yeah. And this was fun. This was actually probably the most fun I've seen from this basketball team this year. They looked like they had some life. That bench looked like they had energy. Everybody was engaged from beginning to end. And these are glimpses we were looking for. Yeah. This is a nice bounce back. A second night where we got some production besides Devin and Kevin. And that rolls over from the Dallas game. And so now we got a little bit of a pattern. Yeah. Let's see if we can keep this up.
You know, I think one of the cool things that I'm going to take away from this game is that Devin and Kevin didn't feel like they forced anything at all.
That's right.
Like they didn't try to force the issue. They didn't try to force the scoring. But, you know, we'll get into all that here in a little bit. Let's just go ahead and kind of reset what happened in the game. In the first quarter, obviously both teams kind of started off a little slow. Then they started getting it going. And really, ironically speaking, Eric Gordon got the first bucket of the game on a driving layup, and then they were off to the races. The Suns went up by 6 in that first quarter to go into the second. They were up 30-24. And then in the second quarter is really when things started to kind of take off a little bit more. Azubuike, I just felt like really brought a lot of energy, had some great solid minutes there, got some dunks, played with aggression, played with some tenacity. I thought he was the spark in the second quarter. And it was kind of, you know, it kind of went back and forth, but EG, in that second quarter, had a fantastic 14-point effort on those threes. Yeah. Really take them up by 18 in that second going into half. And then coming out of the half, obviously, you know, listen, Eric Gordon had 7 threes tonight, which is, I think it's his 18th time having at least 7 or more threes in a game, which is 9th all-time in the NBA. Wow. It was fantastic. In the third quarter, they kind of kept pace. Yeah. Nothing too dramatic either way. They actually extended the lead by 20 going into the fourth. And in the fourth, they kind of played with their food a little bit. But towards the end, we were pretty much on triple-double watch. And then Kevin Durant obviously gets that last board with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game to get himself a triple-double, his first as a Phoenix Sun. So it was a tremendous effort from start to finish. I thought this was one of the more complete games of the season. Yep. And I think when I say complete games, I mean in totality. From the starters to some of the guys on the bench, even guys like Saban Lee coming in and providing some solid minutes. They just got some juice today. Yeah, you nailed it. They came out in the first quarter and kind of set the tone. It was a little slow. The second quarter is where they really started to get some momentum and started to feel themselves. I'm really proud of Azubuike, man. Yeah. I mean, that kid is tough. That kid brings the energy. You saw the dunk with the flex, right? Those are the things that this team was missing, and he added that in spades. And then Eric Gordon, for a guy that, you know, he came out publicly a couple of days ago and said, hey, I need to be more involved. I'm a scorer. I'm a shooter. I've been doing this a long time. This was the kind of game that makes you feel like, okay,
You backed up what you were saying. This is a very good sign. I thought Grayson was really good. Listen, I don't have a complaint with anyone today. Saban coming off them. You got two-way guys that came in here and played good basketball. So
message.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, seriously.
Serious message. Drew Eubanks and Jordan Goodwin. I mean, you basically
Yuta.
And Yuta and KDB, right? Yeah. These are guys that aren't seeing the floor right now. And I like it. I like that Frank went to that. Now, my challenge to Frank going forward would be don't mess around. Give these guys, more minutes because they've earned it. You said something interesting in a Dallas game and coming off 11-11 double-double against Sacramento, you don't see anything from Azubuike. 4 minutes? You got 4 minutes. Now, tonight, that guy earned some more minutes. When we play on Charlotte on Friday, I look to see both of those guys, him and Saban, to get more minutes. So, great effort across the board, and this is exactly what the doctor ordered for this basketball team.
Yeah, absolutely. I really thought, Devin Booker is probably somebody we're not going to talk too much about tonight. No. So we'll go ahead and throw him in right now because we're going to get to the other guys that really stood out. But Devin Booker had a really kind of quiet game.
Yeah.
There was times out there where you didn't even notice he was on the court,
That's right.
which is not a great thing to say about one of your star players, but it also was a positive sign that he wasn't trying to force too much.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to get his. He wasn't trying to make some crazy passes. He just kind of let the game come to him.
Yeah.
And actually, because of that, by default, Kevin Durant ended up being the facilitator.
That's right.
And I mean, KD, I think he had something like 13 assists in the third quarter. Yeah. He was just phenomenal tonight. And again, when we're talking about a team, I said in the pregame, sometimes you have to go back to basics. And I felt like today was a basic game. Like, hey, guys, let's not try to do too much.
Yeah.
We can't make up for all the losses that we just had in one game.
That's right.
So let's just calm, cool, collected basketball and carry on. And I thought that's exactly what they did. And it was hey, listen, the numbers speak for themselves, right?
You know what this felt like? You know, in baseball, when you're down 4 or 5 runs, you can't go up there and try to hit a grand slam with the first, right? And it felt like it was kind of snowballing, and that's what they did today. They got singles today. Yeah. They got doubles today, right? They didn't swing for the fences. They just kept their composure and said, we're just going to keep playing our game and keeping it simple. Book had 20.7 assists, 4 rebounds. He looked invisible sometimes. Like, there was times in the game where I'm like, Book doesn't even look like he's on the court. But I will say this. By default, Kevin stepped up and had a tremendous triple-double. Eric Gordon hit shots. Grayson Allen hit shots. It also felt a little bit like Houston was daring them, saying, we're going to take Book away. We dare y'all to do this all game, and they did it. Now, that carries over.
Yes.
So now the next guy to report with a team like Charlotte, they're going to say, okay, we got to get a little close on EG. We got to get a little close on Grayson. That'll open the door for Devin. And I think that's what we need. We need guys to start playing better, and then you'll see Devin's game kind of open up by default as well.
No, I like that. Listen, going back to his point, Grayson Allen with 16 points, Eric Gordon with 27 points, Azubuike with 11. Like, if you'd have told me that before the game, I'd have felt pretty good about a Suns win, not knowing what Devin Booker and Kevin Durant were going to do. We saw this movie a little bit the other night with Grayson Allen having as many points as he did, but the other two weren't able to step up enough to really help him out. Tonight, I thought that they did a great job of just keeping pace.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one other thing that we're missing this year versus last year is that last year, because of Chris Paul and Devin Booker and how methodical and efficient they were, and even DA down low from time to time, and Mikal, they were able to keep pace. So even if the threes weren't dropping, they would hit a bucket mid-range to kind of keep the pace going, make sure that you didn't lose total chaos, right? Or you didn't create total chaos. And this game, I felt like KD and Book just knew when to step up to hit that crucial jumper to keep pace and keep it going.
That's a great point because that's what CP brought for us, stability, right? When things will go down, if we were up 10 and it would get to 6, he found that little elbow jumper. Let's get it back to 8, right? You saw KD do that a lot tonight. Every time they try to chip away, KD hit a timely bucket. What I saw today that I liked was awareness of what was going on in the game, how far they were up, and they never let it kind of get out of control. There was that one time where they were up 12. I think Houston got it back down to 5. That was towards the end of the second quarter, and they got a little bit frustrated. But then they got it. They got it back in order, hit a couple shots, and got the lead back to where they wanted to be. So offensive awareness and defensive awareness was very good throughout the whole 48 minutes today, and that's something they've been lacking like all season.
Up double digits halfway through the second quarter, and they never looked back.
Correct.
So that was great. But hey, you don't have to take our word for it. Take a look at these numbers with what's in the box, presented to you by Desert Federal Credit Union. Financial Credit Union, my bad. I was like DFCU, my bad.
Yeah, so the Suns get a 129-113 dub in Houston tonight. 47 for 82, 57.3% for the Suns versus the Rockets shooting 40 for 96, 41.7%. They outshot them slightly in the three-point percentage, 14 for 33 for 42.4%. Rockets shoot 41.5%. And then the two key numbers I'm looking at is assists and rebounds. Anytime you go into a basketball game, you can get more assists than the other team and out rebound the other team, and they did it pretty handedly, 28 to 20 in the assist column, and then a plus 11 on the glass versus a long, lanky, athletic Houston team. That was surprising to me. 44 to 33 on the glass. That's the Nurk factor. That's the Azubuike factor, right? And so across the board, if you just look at the numbers, the Suns dominated this game wire to wire. And I'm glad they were able to kind of do it for 48 minutes and get a much-needed dub.
Absolutely. Ryan Caudry with the super chat, $1.99 says, that's how it looks when you play the right way.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
And listen, you brought up the we'll call them the new twins down low, Azubuike and they're,
I like that.
Listen, they are physical guys.
Yeah.
They're imposing. And I really like the fact that listen, when you run into them, you're not going to move him very much. And Azubuike is a big dude.
He's a big dude.
You know what I mean? And I think people sleep on how long his arms are, too.
Yeah.
Because he looks like, okay, I could probably get this shot off, and all of a sudden it's blocked.
Right.
And I just thought that he just did enough around the rim to just be a pest and be physical and have that presence so where, you didn't feel like you had to clear lane to the bucket anytime. So that's why the Rockets basically camped out at 3 all game long, it felt like.
That's right. I saw a couple possessions where Fred VanVleet was able to snake through at the top of the key, get to the paint, and then he had that like, oh shit moment. Like, this guy's big.
Yeah.
This guy's big. He's imposing. And he made it tough. He was just out there contesting shots. There were a couple plays where Eddie pointed out where he swiped his hands. But for the most part, he was vertical. He made him shoot over him. And when the ball goes up on the glass, brother, he's a dog. Yeah. Like, he's a dog. He made those guys look small. Yeah. Like, he really imposed his will. He's a nuisance down there, man. He's one of those guys that, maybe not in a box score every night is going to blow your mind, but it's almost like Bismarck, right? Mm-hmm. Bismarck's a strong, imposing guy. I like what he brings to the table, man, and I just hope that Frank continues to play this kid because he's definitely adding something that we don't have, and it's the toughness factor.
Yeah, he was money tonight. You can get some money at Desert Financial Credit Union by just opening a free checking account online, and you'll get $200 in bonuses, and you can get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200 to do so today. Also, you've already heard us talk a million times about it. We don't have to go on and on about it, but Circle K is the best. It's the go-to of all convenience stores. Go check them out. Be a part of the inner circle. You save up to 25 cents on your first 5 fill-ups, and then you can save up to 3 cents after that until you hit a certain threshold, and then you get bumped up to 5 cents on every single fill-up. That's what I'm at right now because, I invest in the partners that we have. So you can make sure you join the inner circle today by going to CircleK.com and doing so on the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. All right. We're going to talk about the 2 standouts. We're going to go first with our big, bright, shining star.
I am a big, bright, shining star.
I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, wait. EG had a pretty big game. Listen, when you have a triple-double, you trump all. Yeah. And Kevin Durant with 27, 16, and 10 trumped EG's 27. We're going to give EG his flowers in a second, but Kevin Durant was fantastic. Again, didn't feel like he forced much.
Nope.
Hit key buckets, hit some key shots, was physical down low on their boards.
Yep.
I thought you talked about key stretches, not only in just maintaining the score when they needed a bucket, but also finding guys cutting to the basket.
Yes.
And as a bouquet several times, finding guys in the corner like EG.
Yep.
Like, I just thought his facilitation, this is probably one of the best facilitating games I've seen Kevin Durant play.
Yeah, no, it was. And here's a beautiful thing about that. 16 dimes. He had 13 midway through the third. And this is a guy coming off of 3 games with 18 turnovers, 6 per game, right? And so that creeps in your head. For him to have that type of game and that type of bounce back with that many assists, that just shows how good of a basketball player this guy is. And I can't say it enough, what you were saying it the whole time. He did it in such a calm, cool, and collected way, man, that it just reminds you he's one of the best players in the world. Like, people go through funks. The greatest of them go through funks. KD was on a little funk. I think Book is in one right now. But for KD to have 27, 16, and 10 tonight in a must-win game, I didn't want to say it pregame, right? But it kind of was a must-win game. Like, this was one of those games where if we were not getting a dub tonight, Saul, we'd had a rough. This would be a rough night.
It was already Panic City out there.
Yeah, and can I say one more? I saw someone in the chat say everybody relaxes, just the Rockets. We can't do that.
No.
We can't do that. If we're going to go crazy after every loss, we got to give these guys their flowers when they win. And let me just remind you, this is a Rocket team that's better than the Suns in the standings. They're second in the entire NBA in defense, and they're 8th overall in differential. So this is not some scrub run-of-the-mill team. Yeah. This is a good team, well-coached, and we went in their building with all the adversity and pretty much took it to him the whole way. And that's how you start. It's baby steps.
Absolutely. KD was 9 of 16 shooting.
Wow.
EJ even pointed out on the broadcast, like, it's just so amazing how you look up and maybe Kevin Durant might have like 8 points going into the third quarter, but it always seems to work out where he ends up with 25 to 30 every single night. And this is another case of that. He scored, he facilitated, he hit the boards. I thought it was one of his better defensive games as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was in position a lot of times. Like, overall, just a great package. But we can't just talk about KD, obviously. There was somebody else that had a phenomenal game, and he is our X Factor, and Eric.
Shining star. Upgraded.
We got a twosome here. We got another shining star.
A big, bright, shining star.
Look at that.
EG is also the shining star. 27 points, 7 for 11 from 3, and 1 tribute video. We joked around, and we said, you know what? Guys typically show out when they get a tribute video. Maybe we should just show tribute videos all, during the intros of every Suns game and just make these guys feel good before they got to go out there.
I'm with it. Appreciation videos. Who's next? Grayson on Friday? Let's do Grayson on Friday. No, listen, EG was terrific. And again, he backed up what he said. If you're going to play like this and you're going to let it go, the one thing I liked about EG tonight was that we've been talking about it for a long time. He gets into these modes where he's at the 3-point line and he'll pump fake and he'll try to get the foul. He didn't do that tonight. He came out early. There were a bunch of those shots, Saul, where he was 3-4 feet behind the line, didn't hesitate. You called one out when he gave him a quick pump fake, bang, let it go. That's the Eric Gordon that we need. And I mean, dude, he was terrific tonight. He actually dominated this basketball game in his own way. And when you do that, I mean, it shows you the potential of this team. Now we just got to continue to stack it. We need it more than once every 2-3 games or 4 games. We need consecutive games like this. But yeah, EG was terrific, man.
So EG and Grayson to me are kind of in the same category, but slightly different from each other. And when I say that, this is what I mean. Eric Gordon, if he catches the ball and he's wide open, I will lose my mind if he doesn't shoot it.
Yeah.
Like, shoot the ball. That's why you're here. Shoot the ball. I don't give a shit about your pump fake drive. I want you to shoot the 3. Yep. Like, when you're wide open, do it. Now, if your man's on you and you get the lane and you got it wide open, then take it, obviously. But that's what I want. I don't need him to try to be a facilitator.
Right.
I've seen that movie too many times. I don't really care for it. I'd rather him just be the scorer and then play good, solid defense.
Agreed.
Grayson, on the other hand, I feel like can not only should also shoot when he's wide open, but I feel like he's a little bit more of a facilitator. He can handle the ball.
Agreed.
It doesn't feel like it's overwhelming to him.
Agreed.
And I think he makes, for the most part, for some sound decisions offensively. And I think Grayson's addition has relieved I think Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are finding out that they could trust Grayson Allen a lot more than I think they thought they could before.
I agree.
And because of that, they're realizing that, oh, he's somebody else that can relieve pressure for us.
Yes.
And he can be a scorer. He can be a facilitator. He can find Grayson, EG and the other guys. I trust Grayson wholeheartedly in this offense. I've just been really, really impressed with him all season long. I've been all in on Grayson since day one. I'm going to get a shirt made. I mean, honestly, Hello says it. Sweet baby angel Allen, for sure. A 1,000,000%. Who would have ever thought that in the year 2023, we would be Grayson Allen stans?
I know. I mean, it's crazy to think about. I like your point, Saul, because I do agree that when Grayson, and I think it's attributes too, when Grayson pump fakes, he's a little bit stronger, he's a little taller, right? He's got some things to his game that allows when he pump fakes to kind of open the floor a little bit, where EG's a little bit smaller and he's one-dimensional. Like it's either pump fake, three, go right to the rack. There's not too much facilitating. I agree. We talked about something after the Dallas game. The only knock I got on Grayson, and it's not a knock, this is just me nitpicking, is it felt like it was more. He only took 7 shots today.
Yeah.
Right? And it felt like more. I'm surprised with that number. And I think the sweet spot is anywhere between 10 to 12 for him every game. Because I really think Grayson, when he puts up more volume, even if he misses the shots, it opens the floor for us. So I like Grayson to take a little bit more shots, but that's just me nitpicking, man. I mean, EG had 15 tonight.
Yep.
So it kind of balanced out.
For sure.
But
I think if you want to say this, between the two, if they have 25 shots.
There you go.
Money.
That's what we need.
Absolutely.
Between the two of them, however they figure it out, 25 shots I can live with.
For sure. And Jacob made a good point. EJ did say on the broadcast that Grayson has earned the right to take more shots.
Yes.
I said that before the last game. I just think that Grayson is good enough to be able to carry his own. Now, he's not going to be the ultimate shot creator. Don't get us wrong. But he knows how to use his body. He knows his limitations, and I think he maximizes his potential as much as anybody on the court.
Agreed.
And so I feel very secure with the ball in Grayson Allen's hands. And somebody else also said they don't want to see Grayson have to defend the other team's best player either. That happened a couple times tonight.
Yeah.
I don't really see that as much as maybe this guy does, but I listen. I just think he's a solid overall player on both ends of the court, and you need those kind of glue guys to help carry you through. So, no, I thought it was a terrific effort. Anybody else you want to point out in this? We're gonna get to this the rest of the bench, but in terms of the starting five or EG, anybody else that stood out?
I mean, I like the physicality from the two big boys. I thought they set the tone. I mean, Şengün's a tough dude, and all we did was hear about Şengün, and people were talking about he should be an all-star this year. And he had a good game, but I think they set the tone from the jump. Nurk and Azubuike said, this our paint. If you want something, it ain't going to be easy. And we're going to be physical all night. And I think that from the jump set the tone. And I was very impressed with what they did. And then obviously Nurk missing a couple games. Maybe he was a little winded.
Yeah.
But I just love Nurk's playing physical. And he brings a dynamic that we don't when he's not around. We feel it.
Yeah.
Like he gets in the block, he causes traffic, and he potentially gets you to the line more than you would like to, or in the bonus. So not having Nurk these last 2 games, I saw it today. It was a big difference.
It was a big difference, and really honestly, like even Azubuike being out there was a big difference. Yeah. You missed that size down low, and I thought, listen, we ripped Frank Vogel and the staff last game. Tonight, I thought they had a much better plan. I thought the ball movement was a little bit more crisp, and they made KD be the facilitator more than Book tonight for whatever reason. It worked out tonight, so I'm not going to complain about that at all. And I really did like the point of attack that they were trying to create for various guys on the wing to try and penetrate and kick out, penetrate, kick out.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice, and more importantly, I don't know if they said it to Book. I don't know if they said it to KD, but it feels like they might have said, hey, guys, you're good enough. You don't have to force anything.
Right.
Just let it come to you. You will get yours. Right. And I actually thought that Devin Booker was a little bit more hesitant than he should have been tonight.
Yes.
He had a couple of opportunities to shoot those wide open threes.
Yeah.
You pointed it out during the broadcast, and I was right. You were right. I was like, dude, you got to shoot that. And then instead, he ended up taking a worse shot because the guy was defending him and he missed. Yeah. So you like to see him take advantage of those opportunities. Listen, he's been having double teams and triple teams thrown at him all season. I can understand the hesitancy to believe that he's actually wide open from time to time.
Right.
So I'll give him a pass on this one.
KD said something interesting in the last game. He said there's times where he feels like he sees three people on him.
Yeah.
Like he's seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
Right? And I think Devin might be suffering from a little bit of that. I think Devin, because he's been getting doubled and tripled in all these blitz coverages and junk defenses, I think there are times where he's like, am I really open? Is this guy like right next to me? So it's one of those things I think he's got to learn to play through. But again, I can't stress enough how the development of these other guys is going to pay dividends, and it's going to open things up for Devin eventually. I look forward to building off of this momentum.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, quarterbacks in the league, in the NFL, when they get hit so many times, they say, like, you start to see ghosts. You drop back to pass, and you just immediately think you're going to get hit, and so then you're a little erratic and stuff like that. I feel like to a certain degree, Booker is experiencing a little bit about that, but he's going to get through it.
Yep.
And when he gets through it, he's going to be even better than he was before, in my opinion. I think he's gonna excel. But it's going to be a little bit of a work in progress until he gets back to that point, gets that confidence back.
Yep.
I feel like he's a little not as confident as he was
100%
before. He hasn't been as efficient. He hasn't been as absolute doggish out there that he was at the beginning of the season. So we'll see how it goes. You can see how it goes with Four Peaks. They have a phenomenal brewery. Go check them out. You know the drill. We've talked about them a million times. They got the Kill Lifter. They got the IPAs. They got the hazies, and they got the Wild Weeds. Check them out by going to fourpeaksbrew.com. You can go to their 8th Street Pub. They change the menu all the time. The food is fantastic. It's seasonal as well. So if you go there in the fall, you'll probably get something different in the summer, spring, so on and so forth. So check them out. You can also follow them on Twitter and on Instagram at Four Peaks Brew, Four Peaks Pub, I should say, any one of those two. Also, while you're at it, we were talking about, being in the zone, having a good game. You can always have a good game with OG's. OG's is the best edible out there. It's the best edible in the game. I actually just went to this place called Sticky Saguaro, which is right by my house, to go get some more goodies, and OG's was sold out. It was the only edible that was sold out. Every single time I go to the dispensary, it's sold out. It feels like it is hard to find it on the shelves if you don't get there when they stock it up. So when you see OG's, you got to grab it because it is quite literally. I've had about 4 or 5 different other cannabis edibles. I haven't gone too crazy, but always the 10 milligrams. And OG's by far always does the trick. It gets me like that perfect kind of just like chill buzz without me losing my fucking mind. And I absolutely love it. So go check them out at ogsbrands.com for the closest dispensary to you. And also make sure you follow them as well on Twitter and on Instagram by going to OG's Brands at OG's Brands. And remember, for both Four Peaks and for OG's, you must be 21 or older to enjoy. And enjoy responsibly. So let's talk about the bench. We talked a little bit about some of these other guys. We saw a little bit of Nasir Little tonight. We got some Okogie in the lineup. There was a couple guys that came into the lineup. Not a lot of them had big impact, but I will say Saben Lee. Yeah. I know a lot of people are hard on Saben Lee. I've been hard on Saben Lee because he's a bit of a black hole. Yeah. But I kind of started to change my tune a little bit because I think in spurts, Saben Lee gives you the aggressiveness at the rim that is going to attract attention if you were not paying attention to him. And he can get you a bucket. And I think if the more and more he plays and the more and more he's able to prove that he can get those buckets, the more and more the defense is going to have to account for him, and it will open up other things. And so that's what I'm kind of hoping for from him. I don't know if it's going to, play out all the way, but if he continues to develop, he's aggressive. He definitely doesn't lack confidence. Maybe I could see a role for him on this team as it moves forward.
I love what I saw from him today. Defensively, he's always been very good. He's a very good defender. And it's funny, Saul, you played the game of basketball. You ever see a black hole that can't score? Like they normally can score. That's why they're black holes. They're confident. They think they can score. I'm sure. I mean, it might be a couple, right?
I played with some dudes.
You play with some dudes at black holes, and all right. So typically, when you're a black hole, though, it's because you got a confidence in your ability to score. Now, what I think he needs to do is learn that nice common ground.
Yeah.
Where don't be so much of a black hole. Find that common ground. He was good today. Like you said, he's sneaky athletic. And he can get to the basket and cause some trouble at the rim. So I thought he did a really good job. And here's something that was weird about his minutes today. I didn't feel worried when he was running the point.
No.
And right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like something bad was about to happen.
Yeah.
I felt pretty confident. It looked like he was pretty confident in what he was doing, and the coaching staff believed it, and even the players around him felt like he can do the job. And there's been times with Jordan Goodwin that I felt like, oh, man, something bad is about to happen. Mm-hmm. And so, again, another two-way guy that I think needs to have carryover, and Frank needs to believe in what they just did and not just pull the plug and continues to have this roller coaster, because we've seen that, Saul, and I think that's a big part of what we're doing. Too much of a roller coaster, you don't give guys an opportunity to really settle in. Yeah. So let's hope that, but he did a great job tonight.
I like Nasir. Especially, I think it was the second or third quarter where he was just attacking the rim really hard and aggressively. I like that from Nasir and Azubuike, because it was kind of this feel of like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'm going to try and dunk on you. Yeah. And you need that aggression. You saw how the bench reacted tonight. Yep. When that stuff happened, they jumped off the bench and got them enthused. They got them excited, and it gave a spark to the team on the floor. Yep. And they ended up going on a run after that. That's like. Right. Those are the things, like we talked about the the complacency of the Suns crowd the other night against the Mavericks, and how there was this vibe in the arena of just like, what are we watching? Is this going to be good? Are we going to be upset again? It's Christmas Day. We don't want to lose, but Luka's dropping 50, and it was just not a great vibe, right? Yeah. Tonight was a great vibe for the team, and I'm kind of glad that they were able to get away for a little bit, just one game. Kind of get that stuff back into their system. You got to enjoy your teammates. And I think sometimes you get so wrapped up into how bad you might be playing or why things aren't clicking that you don't enjoy the small little victories throughout the course of a game that could end up sparking you to a win.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so you got to be able to do that. And I don't think guys on this team were taking enough advantage of the opportunity to be able to quote unquote put on a show or make a point or be physical or dunk on somebody. Like, you got to have those moments because people fuck with that. You know what I mean? And so I was glad to see these guys kind of come out, provide that little bit of oomph. And we talked about Saban, we talked about Nasir, we talked about Azubuike. I just thought overall the bench did a decent job. We're still MIA on Yuta, KBD, Goodwin, as you talked about. Again, at a certain point, Frank Vogel has got to go with the guys that he thinks are going to be able to contribute and compete at a high level. And if the same guys keep getting opportunities and they don't perform, you got to get them out. Yeah, you got to get them out. This isn't elementary school, right? You know what I mean? Like, this ain't the YMCA. This isn't the Boys and Girls Club where everybody gets minutes. Like, no, dude. Like, this ain't the BCI. This isn't like your AAU team. No. Everybody has to earn their keep in the NBA. Yeah. And if you can't, you're going to be sitting on the bench. And I think Frank's just testing the waters on everybody. Everybody's getting an opportunity.
Everyone has.
At the end of the season, you can't sit there and say, oh, well, he didn't get enough run or he didn't get enough. No, everybody had ample time to prove their worth.
Yeah. I mean, we're basically, 30 games in now? Exactly 30 games in? 30. We've seen everybody. Everybody. No one can say, I haven't been given an opportunity. I tell you right now, I would pencil in this exact rotation for Friday. I would not play with it. I would not touch it. The guys that won this game all play on Friday. 4 plays that you mentioned, from the 2 players you mentioned. The Azubuike dunk with the flex. The Azubuike where he got caught down below,
and one.
Pumped and one, right? The 2 Nasir little dunks, one was an and one, right? Those 4 plays, we haven't seen that from anyone really all year. And you saw on every one of those plays, You can feel it through the TV like, yo, these guys got energy. They're happy. They're rooting for each other. You need that on a basketball team. You need that injection of energy. And if you'd have told me tonight that the injection of energy was going to come from Nasir Little and Azubuike, I would have been like, really? But yeah, so in basketball, this is the beauty of basketball. It can come from anybody, and it can spark. Now, I will say this, so this means absolutely nothing. This victory, this performance, this entire effort means absolutely nothing if they don't roll this over into Friday.
Yeah.
Right? This is the moment of the season where they have to start to roll things over. You got a Charlotte team that you should beat. They go in there Friday and beat Charlotte. You got two wins. You're on a little streak, right? 2 wins is the winning streak. And you're still at home versus Orlando and Portland. So it can happen like that. A 4 or 5 game, good 4 or 5 game run can happen just like that. And you got to win the first one first, and that's tonight.
The last thing I will say about this game is, somebody pointed out, you got to talk about the turnovers. Yes, 19 turnovers.
Yeah.
Still way too high.
Yeah.
Just imagine if they had what the Rockets had, which was only 9. You know what I mean? Like 10 less turnovers. It gives yourself more opportunities to score. And they probably win this by
30,
20 or 30.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, still things to clean up. Fully acknowledge that. They still have some tendencies to get themselves into some horrible ass positions. Like there was a couple passes tonight. We're like, what is he looking at?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. You can't make that pass.
Yeah.
But
Metro
because of their frenetic energy tonight and the way they were playing aggressively, I could live with that because the energy was there.
Right.
If you're just haphazardly throwing the ball around and you also look like you don't give a shit,
right,
then, oh man, I'm going to lose it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can live with it.
Metu had a couple that blew my mind tonight. There was 2 or 3 just plays from Metu where I think he's just overthinking, man. Got to keep it simple. But yeah, 19 is a big number. Like you said, if we had 9, we probably win by 30. You're not going to fix everything in one night, right? You're not going to fix everything in one night. KD still, I think, had 4 turnovers. I think Book had 4 turnovers and KD had 3. So you got 7 between the 2 of the big dogs. They got to clean that up. But again, a step in the right direction. You're not going to fix everything in one night. This is a nice start. We've been beating this team up for so long. It's about time we give them a little bit of flowers. Take what happened tonight, acknowledge it. Don't just flush it down the toilet because I'm seeing people here already saying we still got to make trade. Of course, there's still a lot of things to fix.
Yeah.
But you got to take it one step at a time, and today was a good step.
Well, just like the players, man, you got to take it one day at a time.
That's it.
Like, obviously, there's things that need to be fixed, but you can't get to the end until you set the path before you first.
That's right.
And so here you go with that. And while you're going down that path, you can wear some Shady Rays. How about that? I don't know if that's a great transition or not. It doesn't matter. Shady Rays are 5-star rated by over 250,000 people. That's all you need to know. You can get yourself 2 pairs for 50% off. If you do so, you can go over to Kierland Commons, grab yourself a pair, or you can just go to ogsbrands.com, get yourself a pair as well. Do you have something?
Well, you said go to ogsbrands.com. I think you should probably go to Shady Rays.
Well, when you go to OGs and you grab some OGs, then you're going to need some Shady
OGs.
Rays. Shady Rays, my bad. Shady Rays. Use promo code PHNX. They will honor it over at Kierland Commons. They will honor it online at shadyrays.com. Again, get yourself a pair of the sunglasses that were rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people, and that's at shadyrays.com. Also, listen, Game Time. Right now, we're talking about this is going to be a 6-game homestand now for the Suns.
Yeah.
Over the course of the next week and a half. You're going to want to go see the Suns play. Right now, I'm going to wager probably the cheapest tickets are going to be all season because of how much they've been struggling. So go get your tickets right now. Go to Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. I've used it so many times. You can't go wrong with it. I've watched the playoffs. I've baseball playoffs. I've gone to Cardinals games. Like, you can get some best seats for a super, super low cost. So go get some Suns.
Yeah, I've used it plenty of times.
Yeah, go get some Suns tickets. But while we're here and talking about Suns tickets, my guy, we have a takeover for you.
Oh, yeah.
January 16th, our next takeover. It will be against the I completely
Sacramento Kings.
Is it the Kings?
I think it's the Sacramento Kings.
Is it the Kings? I think it is the Kings.
Sacramento Kings.
Okay, Sacramento Kings. I thought the takeover graphic was going to have it on there, so that's why I didn't even look it up. It is the Kings. Hey, listen, Sacramento's legit. They're a good squad. Sabonis, Fox. Like we've already sold. We're halfway sold out on this other event. So come check it out. It's presented by Michelob Ultra and Illegal Pete's. We're getting down. Listen. These takeovers, not only do you come out and you get free food and drink, well, you pay for the ticket, obviously, and that comes with the food and the drink, but we also have a great time there, and we're looking to add to some more things as we go along. That's why you saw those 2 sponsors at the bottom, because they're going to try and hook us up. So there might be some even more beer. Who knows? And maybe even more good eats. But typically we go to the Desmond. I think we might even try and dabble with Marley's this time around. We'll check it out. But it's a great time no matter what. So come check it out. We'll go to our website at gophnx.com, go to events, and buy your tickets today. Season passes no longer exist, but you can get the individual game tickets. And we have 2 more after this. One's Valentine's Day with Monty, if you want to bring your daughters. Anyway,
jeez, dude, come on, man.
Nah. Listen, real talk. Y'all got to get down on this. Like, these takeovers are the real deal.
They're so much fun.
I'm new to this. This is my first year at PHNX. That was my first takeover, the last one we had. I'm being 100% honest. I've been to a bunch of sporting events throughout my life. That was one of the most fun nights I've had, and I was surprised. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that much, and we got to interact. We were hanging out. We got drinks. We got food. It felt like a big community and family, and we walked to the game together, and we had a blast at the arena, and the Suns got a dub. Like, if you miss out on these takeovers, that's a bad look. You got an opportunity to do this. I'm telling you, trust Flex. You got an opportunity to do this. Y'all need to come out and do this, because we had a great time.
Absolutely, and we also have an announcement for our next watch party as well. We'll announce that later on this week. Our next watch party is going to be fucking legit. If you've never been to our tea parties, you're going to want to check this one out, because it's a different version of a tea party, and it's going to be electric. So that's a little teaser for you as we move forward. But also, there's been a lot of electricity out there in the social media spaces concerning one Kevin Durant, because apparently you're not allowed to be frustrated when your team sucks. I don't get it. I don't understand it. We've both been on horrible ass teams, and we've been just as frustrated. That doesn't mean we want to get traded, or we want to get cut, or we want to move away from that team. It just means we're frustrated, and we like things to get fixed as quickly as possible. Obviously, Kevin Durant kind of felt it, kind of heard it, and he's a little fed up with it as well, because he had these words to say with this Instagram post, and it was basically, Woj says somebody else, quote unquote, feels that I'm frustrated, and it turned into me being mentally checked out. This shit crazy. These people can flat out lie on my name and make shit up, and you people will believe it, but when my teammates and coaches speak on how I am as a teammate, you ignore it. LOL. Bro, a 1,000,000% right.
Yeah.
1,000,000% right. I've never understood why people give KD the flack that he gets. Maybe it's because they're still salty about him going from OKC to Golden State to get a ring. I don't give a shit about that. He got a ring. Everybody dogs people for not getting rings. He got a ring. He checked that box.
Yeah.
And he moved on.
There's
nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. He checked it twice. He got the ring. I mean, people just need to chill, man. I mean, and again, tonight, triple-double, 27, 16, and 10. Doesn't look like he's got a problem. Doesn't look like
he looked checked out to me.
Did he look? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He's washed.
He's washed.
He's washed,
checked out. 27, 16, 10. That's not good enough.
I mean, these are the type of games you play when you don't like your teammates and you want to get out of a place and you're frustrated. You just get triple doubles. So
you don't smile the whole game. You don't have fun with your teammates at all. Like I didn't see that at all tonight.
Maybe y'all should keep the shit up. I mean, KD just gonna drop triple doubles every night if y'all keep it up. So I think it's foolish. It's a bad look, and it's not fair to Kevin. Like, let the man speak on it. Let him stand on his own shit. If he has something to say, he'll say it. But for other people to say what he's feeling when you're not getting that from the coaches and locker room, like that's
well, not
crazy.
only that, but like, listen, there's 2 things that I can't stand. I can't stand One, don't white knight somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't come in and try to save somebody because they can't fight their own battles.
Right.
Like, fuck that. Especially if it's something like legit about basketball, right? Like this is nobody's getting their feelings hurt over something like that. KD can defend himself.
Correct.
Don't need somebody else coming to your defense. Number two is don't co-sign on shit if you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And one Mr. Brandon Jennings try to co-sign and try to, piggyback on this and talking about the Suns. They curse, man. He don't deserve this when he's talking about KD and why he should leave the Suns. And then Terrence Ross, man, bless his heart. I love me some Terrence Ross, said, dog, they was fine before they traded for him. What's the problem? Absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, the Suns had a winning record, went to the finals, had the best record in the NBA. They were going to make the playoffs last year. They were going to be a top 4 seed. What's the issue here?
Right.
What's the issue here?
Right.
KD comes here and it hasn't worked out as smoothly as people would like, but it's not exactly like just on KD. It's been everything around him. Yeah. And so I think Kevin Durant knows this. And I think first of all, he doesn't want to leave Phoenix. No. He's never wanted to leave Phoenix. He's never said he wants to leave Phoenix. I just think that Kevin Durant is like, hey, like, shut the fuck up. Stop talking about me.
Right. I mean, let's put this shit in perspective. So we're 30 games into the season, and we have not seen the big three for more than 24 minutes, right? 24 minutes. That's it. We haven't seen, aside from the big three, we haven't seen our top 7 guys on the court even once. That'd frustrate me.
Yep.
Like, that'd frustrate. Shit, forget that would frustrate me.
It does.
I'm frustrated. Like, and that doesn't mean, hey, Saul, after this show, I think I want out of PHNX, man. Like, come on, man. I fucking love it here. Like, people get frustrated. It doesn't mean you want out. It doesn't mean Kevin wants out of Phoenix. It just means he's frustrated with the basketball. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. They're gonna get this shit together. Yeah. They're gonna get healthy. And everything, I believe everything's gonna be fine. And tonight was a good sign of with all this nonsense, for him to come out and do this tonight. I think that speaks volumes about Kevin Durant.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah. Kevin Durant's one of the greatest players of all time. I just don't understand why he gets the flack that he gets. Even from the outside, before he was a Phoenix Sun, I still didn't get it. I still didn't understand why. Like, bro, why do they talk about KD so much? Like, and always in a negative tone. I'm like, bro, he can get a bucket literally anytime he wants. He's one of the greatest scorers of all time. Typically, you would appreciate that, but for whatever reason, this guy, you guys don't like. I don't get it. I've never understood it. I will never understand it. I have no problem with KD. I've always respected his game. I didn't watch him a lot when he was on the East Coast, but I got to see him a lot when he was with the Warriors. I watched a couple times when he was with the Nets. I can appreciate what he brings to the table on a night in, night out basis. Like, just stop with the drama, people. You're creating drama for KD for no reason.
For no reason. And the guy's averaging 36 and 5. Like, damn, yo. Like, what else can the guy do, bro? Like, 30 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds for the season. What are we talking about? Hey, real quick, go to my man Jay's comment. Right there, Jay. Hey, I'll be there, bro. You coming? Like, get the ticket. Let's do this. I wanna dap you up, grab some nachos. Let's do that. Stop talking about it. Be about it, baby. Hey, Jay, I want the confirmation. You gotta go get that and send the confirmation that you coming. Can't wait to see you, brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time out there. So, listen, KD drama. It is what it is. You can come check out some more drama tomorrow morning with me and EJ. Oh, because that's always fun. We always bring the drama. It's my favorite time of the week when Eddie, tries to give me the business, and then I got to drill him. So. Can I ask you? Can I give you a request? Wait till tomorrow to start this. Hold on. Can I give you a request for EJ tomorrow? Sure. On camera, I need him to flex. Oh, yeah. Please. Yo. I want to see if he got Azubuike type. Oh, my God. Because he said, I used to be that big. I'm like, no, you did not. Not even a little bit. He had a little chisel, but not Azubuike, bro. So, yeah, I'm calling out EJ. EJ was ripped. He was. But he wasn't big. It was lean ripped. Yeah. It was like boxer ripped. Yes. It was like boxer. Like cross-country runner ripped. Yes. Not Azubuike ripped, though.
Man, I'll pull up some pictures.
Yeah, we
from his
need some
playing
pictures
days.
of EJ back in the day.
There's a couple. His bicep looks pretty decent. There's some other ones that just looks like sticks, man.
So yeah, we're gonna talk tomorrow morning about that, and kind of get the latest. He's been on the road with the Suns. He's been all over the place, and we love him so much. So you can check out Outside Shots tomorrow morning at 9:30. We'll be live in the other studio. You got anything else, bud?
No, man. Feel good. Enjoy this. Enjoy this game. Don't overreact. Take the good with the bad. Go ahead, babe. What you got?
We got super
we
chats.
got some super chats.
Yeah, we got the
Hey,
chats.
also, thank you so much for everybody hitting that thumbs up button. 122 likes on here. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That is
the
big.
people love the 40-40
Let's
club,
go,
baby.
man. The 40-40 club. Let's go.
40-40 club need to get reevaluated.
Psycho Blue with the super chat, $5. Basketball Cthulhu is wondering where that EG was on Christmas and why it took 28 games to play Udoka. Hey, listen, some of life's unsolved mysteries need to stay unsolved. As long as we're getting the results now, that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I'm with it. We found it tonight. Let's see if we can keep it going. That's all that matters.
Trevor Begay, 199. Please let this jumpstart a winning streak. Nice W. Yes, please.
Yes,
we all need this. We all need a nice 2-week, just cruise.
Agreed.
Can we just cruise?
Cruise control.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then the anonymous Buddha, 400 rupees. Let's go. Someone told me this is Vogel's offense. Young's offense is a lot of high PNRs, dribble handoffs, etc. CP3 runs this well. Can anyone validate this? If so, Flex's point also gets addressed. Single voice in the locker room, Vogel's. So we talked about this in the pregame, and listen, I don't know what the atmosphere is like around Vogel, but knowing Vogel for who he is, he doesn't strike me as the alpha in the room.
Correct.
He likes to manage guys. He likes to manage personalities, and sometimes that comes with a little bit of a kind of a secondary mentality.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really how he is behind closed doors, so I'm not going to speak about that. But what I will say is, you have got to mandate players do things from time to time.
Correct.
You've got to have a thick skin, and you've got to have a strong back in this league.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you don't get to do the things that you want to do, you'll be on the outside looking at somebody else doing the things that you should have done. So in terms of Frank Vogel, that's where my 2 cents would lie.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think Frank's a really nice guy. He's the epitome of a player's coach. Yeah. But sometimes being a player's coach, that'll get you out the league pretty quick.
Kobe Bryant would tear up a player's coach.
Yes.
Because he don't be my fucking friend, be my fucking coach.
Right, coach
is what he would say. And the great ones want to be coached.
That's right.
And so, Devin Booker, KD, I feel like they want to be coached. They don't want to know that you have a weakness.
That's right.
And you're going to back down, because then that means you're not really what's the right word? You're not confirmed to your thoughts.
I
right?
can't go in a foxhole with you.
Yeah.
You got a weakness.
Yeah.
These guys are at the level that they're at, Saul, because they're killers.
Yeah.
Their whole life, they evaluate weakness and they attack it. And so if your coach is showing weakness, that's a problem. I'm not saying Frank is showing a weakness. I'm just saying that I would like Frank to kind of impose his will a little bit more in this locker room. And again, winning basketball games gives you an argument.
Yes.
Right? So now if you win some basketball games, you get some more credibility in that locker room, and that's all it might take.
Absolutely. Ryan Caudry with the $1.99 super chat. When Beal comes back, screw defense, play him for J.O. Well, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think
the Yost just made a monster comeback.
They just came back from 4-0.
Yeah, they're going crazy right now.
Dude, what the hell just happened?
Let's
People are
go,
going
Yost!
nuts in this office right now.
P.A. Leah,
Man,
let's
I thought
go.
the game was over, and now they came on a rampage.
This is a good night in the valley, man.
Let's go, man. Frank with a super chat, $2. I think Saul just likes Saban Lee's new haircut. I mean, it is fresh, but listen, for every new haircut that Saban Lee gets that I do like, I also have to remind myself that he played for Corona del Sol, which I do not, because I'm a Marcos Diniz Padre, and I'm not going to say the F word when it comes to high schools, but you know how I
Fair
feel.
enough.
Luis Salcedo says Saban can make entry passes to KD. Backup point guard helps. Yeah.
No, I liked how he played tonight. That's a great point. Keep it coming.
Jay with the super chat, $1.99. If they don't play bowl, I'm going to lose my shit though.
Come on, Jay. We was just doing so good with
he got a block shot tonight. Let's go.
He did have a block shot. He did have a block. Hey, if you come to the takeover, Bobo might be there.
He might be looking for employment by then.
he might be there. So come to the takeover.
Might need a full roster spot, man.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, hey, the way he's playing.
Bobo at the Desmond, man. Get them big chairs. Don't need small chairs for Bobo.
Dylan Bernstein with the final super chat, $1.99. Fishing with friends and watching the Suns, my two loves. Hey, that sounds like a pretty good day.
Life is good.
Yeah, as long as you're not like, what's that, the Deadly Catch show?
Oh my God, that's
crazy.
That shit is wild.
That's nuts.
That's like I get scared watching that.
That gives me anxiety watching it, bro. I'm like, whoa, bro, y'all doing a little too much.
Speaking of anxiety and not wanting to see it, I'm gonna put your guys' earnings on the screen real quick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the bets.
Everybody took an L today.
Everybody took an L, so we all dropped $10. Espo still in the lead with 158. Lindsay in second with 86. I'm in third with 28, and Flex not looking so good in the red at minus 45.
I'm looking like the Pistons.
That's all right. We still got a long way to go. Hey, we've been saying the Suns have plenty of time to try and fix this. Yeah. We have plenty of time to try and fix this, and you have plenty of time to check us out some more this week. We have 3 more shows coming up: Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, all of them games. And I'm sorry, not Wednesday. No, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Yep. And then
today's Wednesday. There was a game today.
I mean, yeah.
And there's a show right now. So you kind of nailed it.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now. So, but we appreciate you taking the time to join us. Thank you so much for hitting that like button. If you haven't hit it yet, hit it on your way out. Make sure you go to our podcast page at Spotify or Apple, whatever the streaming platform of your choice is, and give us a 5-star review. We very much appreciate it. And also, as always, become a diehard. We're trying to grow this thing. I'm telling you, when Flex was talking about takeovers, we have people from all over the country sometimes that have been diehards and are diehards right now, and they keep telling us like there's not one concentrated place for us to be able to go and have civil discourse and have great basketball or football or baseball talk and then not get like personal or irate or people hide behind like any of this stuff. It's just it's all about ball.
Yeah.
Like it's all about sport, and we love it, and we want to celebrate it, and we want to be with you guys. Even if we go to a takeover and we lose, guess what? We lose together. It's all good. So in the words of Puffy, if the sun don't shine forever, so as long as we're here,
we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Business before pleasure. Oh, he got it going, man. Let's go.
You don't do it better. Let's go. You can follow me on Twitter at Saul_Bookman. You can follow my man at Flex from Jersey. You can follow Eric at Eric Ruby. Let's go. And you can follow Lindsay and Espo. Lindsay at Lindsay Smith. And then you can also follow Espo at Espo. And Gerald Bourget as well at Gerald Bourget. Flex, you want to take us home?
Taking us home? Hey, breaking news. Kevin Durant is more frustrated than he ever was. Another triple-double's coming Friday. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.